So now I have a question for our very own Jamie Collyer from Girl Chat Sports.
So I've been starting to follow, I'm really obsessed with Instagram right now just because.
And how she engages her crowd through there. Jamie, it's with you.
Starting that conversation, instead of just pushing sales, starting the conversation and being like, hey, we're doing awesome stuff, or I'm doing awesome stuff, or be a better person, really motivates me when like 50 people like it within an hour and you're like, oh, wait, hold on, why was I not doing this whole time? I could be a lot farther along. Then those are the things that I'm motivated by, so I'm more likely to double click on something that's like an inspirational quote or motivational quote or be better. What I have found is that's what interests me, like entrepreneurs, startups, tech, sports, health, fitness. I haven't always been into that, but recently I have. A good example for me is a friend of mine who's a blogger, and over this past year, every Friday she would post a selfie with like a number on her hand, which is how much weight she had lost that week. It might be like minus 1.8. So for the whole year I've been following her. She is tiny. She looks amazing. And she's grown her, you know, I can look back at like the couple of clicks that she got, you know, when she would have an outfit when she was bigger. Not that that's bad, but like as soon as she started being accountable to like all of Facebook and the whole interwebs, you know, she was like, hey, so she's lost like almost 75, 80 pounds. But every week she would post like, hey, you know, this is 2 pounds or plus this, and she would just talk about what she was doing right. And to me, I look back at that and I'm like, I don't know if I'm brave enough to like post my weight every week, but I can post some good food and be like, hey, just stay on track. It's more for me too, because when I look through my Instagram feed, I'm like, okay, stay on track, you know, be motivated, you know, dream big, like, you know, all the things that I want to hear in myself. And I guess that resonates with other people because it's, you know, evoking that emotion. Like, just be better, be the best version of yourself. I'm inspired by entrepreneurs, and that's why I'm inspired by, you know, creative thinkers and artists and those kind of people. Well, if I'm inspired by that, somebody else is probably, and you can find that within whatever niche market you're doing. I mean, I'm finding that for legal services firm, you know. I don't have to push their product because I don't really believe in like constant sales on social media. I'm like an 80-20, 85-15 kind of girl. So I'm like, let's motivate and inspire people to want to look at your Facebook. And then when you're like, hey, by the way, we're running a special, then they're more likely to pay attention because you're giving them great, awesome stuff. You know, just give people the wealth of knowledge that they want, and you build up that credibility as a brand. You're a brand that inspires people. And I'm just a little baby entrepreneur over here doing a thing. But if I can motivate people, you know, just think of the connections that I can make personally, and then, you know, on a professional level for the companies that I'm working with, to say, hey, we don't need to just push sales. We need to get people grateful, you know, the Go Gratitude portion. There's so much centered around gratitude. Okay, I've got a legal services firm. Okay, well, I don't really know much about that, but okay, I can give them motivational, you know, quotes by Abraham Lincoln and Martin Luther King. Who doesn't love that stuff? That's the stuff that gets clicked on Facebook and on Instagram and retweeted more often. So as I've started to do that kind of stuff in my personal life and then professionally, I'm like, well, if I want to hear this information, if I want to tag that and save that and pass that along, why don't I just start with me? And as I've started to see like my number is growing and growing every day on Instagram, which I've never really used for more than, you know, pics of my kid or like, I don't know, whatever. Here's the sunset. And I feel like I'm 2 years behind in that, but now that I've actually started doing it, I'm like all excited.
So do you feel like you're having results early on?
Yes, my number was about 300 last week, and now it's like 420. Like I don't know who half these people are, and I mean I try to go through and look and be like, oh, this is somebody I want to follow, and a lot of them are like entrepreneurs and startups and social media people. And now I've started to like do more fitness and yoga and vegan, like I mean just even hashtagging vegan and fit food and some of the stuff that I've kind of been researching on similar Instagram profiles. Now mine's kind of all over the place personally because it's like motivational, entrepreneurial kind of quotes and then health and fitness. So trying to tap into those and some sports. For brand wise, if you're trying to get your message across, then find something that inspires people and evokes emotion and makes them want to be a better person, because I think that's the stuff that we all kind of deep down want anyway. And whatever your interests are, whatever your brand is, you can find that, and you can kind of even expand that, because you don't have to just be like, hey, pay attention to my brand, it's all about sports. Okay, well there's, for example, okay, there's tons of motivational quotes that could inspire anyone, even if they're not into sports.
We're here walking out of Container Park. We just had an awesome conversation and we want to get to the takeaways from the IG chat.
Okay, so takeaways would be 1, be consistent. 2, be creative. Be consistent, you know, post 3 or 4 times a day, but not all at the same time. And then 2 would be creative. Find something that other people are liking a lot of, and then add your own tweak to it. Add it, make it your own colors, fonts, all that kind of stuff. And then 3 would just be motivating and inspirational. Give people a reason to want to like your posts. Just inspire them, move them to tears if you must, whatever it is.
And you heard it from Jamie, the IG expert in downtown Vegas.
I don't know if I'm an expert, but if I can do it on my own personal Instagram, then brands can certainly do it on theirs to a much larger scale. So.
And that's what it takes to be an expert nowadays.